I have been hacking things my whole life. I am so excited about this project because it's going to simplify my life, organize my life. My drawers in my kitchen, my drawers in my bathroom have been disgusting for, I don't know, 2 years. And I'm thinking, those are the things that affect my life every single day, and I haven't done a thing about them. And today we are going to make a K-cup organizer for my kitchen drawer that was absolutely disgusting. It's going to hold 4 of these drawers, each one. They're going to slide in, and they're going to be able to be pulled out with these finger holes. I'm going to show you every step, including Adobe Illustrator, how to get this in the Glowforge app. If you've never used a Glowforge, I'm going to talk to you about even using the web app for the Glowforge. We're going to cut it out, I'm going to assemble it, and then I'm going to put it in and hopefully make my wife very happy. We're going to do all of that after this. All right, guys, so the first thing that I did before I started, I went ahead and took some dimensions from my terribly messy kitchen drawer, right? I got 3 of these drawers to do. The next project is gonna be the pot holders. Then I'm gonna do the tea. And then I'm gonna do, maybe even make a better custom tray for the silverware. So every one of my 4 drawers, if you're subscribing and you're liking this channel, you're gonna be able to see all these and every single one of my Glowforge projects, or a laser cutter for that matter. Matter of fact, you could use a Forstner bit to create this plan. You can download in the description below. So let's do this. The first thing that I did was take measurements of the entire drawer. I think the drawer was approximately 21 inches deep. I went ahead and did 20 inches. I went in a little bit in case your drawer is a little bit smaller. I'm sure there's an industry standard drawer size. I also wanted these to be double stacked, okay? So I wanted one to be fitting on the bottom and one on the top. That's double stacked. Okay, it turns out that 2 of these stacked up, 2 of these K-cups stacked up, is about the depth of the drawer. I don't know if they're thinking that, but good to go, the original creators of K-cups. And this is for all types of the cups. I think that this, I don't know if there's a patent on this size or not, but anyways. So I went ahead to my drawing board, which is right over here. I grabbed an old piece of cardboard from an Amazon package, and I sketched the design up of what I wanted it to look like, the fact that I wanted it to slide back and forth, the fact that I needed a little bit extra room, the fact that I needed holes to pull out the board, so maybe if I could even set this on a counter like this, it can be put so that if you're having a party, you could have decaf here, and you could have caffeinated over here, or hot chocolate over here. It really is kind of up to you. So then after I sketched it out using I don't like going to the computer at that point. After I sketched it up, I went ahead and hit Adobe Illustrator. I use a series, and if you follow my other channel, which is linked, I do very in-depth Adobe Illustrator tutorials. I've been doing this for a while, but my 2 favorite tools that I use in Adobe Illustrator are Pathfinder, that's subtracting and grouping shapes, and Align. Once you learn those and the ability to do transform, which means put a circle the exact dimension, you will be on your way with Illustrator for laser cutting things like that. So I drew my square, I went ahead and did the circles. What I'm doing is a series of placing the circles, distributing them to see how many I can fit. I believe that I have the dimensions of the K-cup below, but the K-cup has a top surface and then it has a diameter below that has to catch it. So in order for it to be rested up there, the diameter needs to be a little bit tighter around the K-cup. So once I did that, I laid it out, I did a series of grouping, I grouped all my objects, and then I centered those objects inside of the square. I then went ahead and added my finger holes, but I was kind of thinking, should it be at the top? And I'm thinking about integrity this entire time. I have to do this tab and slot design, so I got to think about what's going to be stable over time. because the more that I'm doing these projects and the more people are asking for my plans, I don't want them to get something that's going to fall apart, okay? So plywood's pretty awesome for this. Of course, the laser cutter is amazing for this project, for this thin plywood, but I want to make sure that I have some clearances and there's gaps on each side of the material. So I went ahead and put my slot a little bit further in, and then I made sure that it didn't run into the actual cup. So when I came there, so the plan's there that if you don't make your own, the plans are all set up. You just extend the square if you want it to be bigger, but most likely this will fit inside your drawer. Okay, the next thing I did was I made sure everything fit on a Glowforge table, which is the artboard, the white thing that you see behind of the drawing. That is 19 inches by 10. And I realize that the Glowforge is 20 by 12, but I have found I make my artboard 19 by 10 and I don't have any problems. That plan holds one sheet of material. I'm using, I believe, some Baltic birch, 3/16 Baltic birch. You can use what you want. I don't really bother with taping in certain projects because I like that smell. I like the burnt look. Everyone that I show a laser project for, I'm like, oh my gosh, it smells like cookies. I just think it's just amazing. So a lot of projects I don't mask tape. That protects that laser burn. I just think they look a little too sterile. Some projects I do. Some clients want it to be very, very clean, especially some intricate work or when you have engraving. You can't have the burn marks go over. But in this situation, since I'm dealing with very, very dark, robust coffee, I want it to be, I'm not masking it. So let me see what else. And then I threw it into the app of Glowforge, which is a web app. If you haven't used Glowforge at all, it is run by a web app. So if you go to app.glowforge.com, you will, if you have a Glowforge in your system, you can start creating, but you have to import an SVG, which is a vector file. I got a Con Elementary in Raleigh contacted me and I wanted to be able to help them. And I thought maybe I need to start adding a few more basic things to my videos. So for you veterans out there and you laser professionals, I'm sorry, but sometimes people don't know, but you don't really create shapes inside of the web app. You create those outside using a program called Inkscape. You can use a program called CorelDRAW or the program I use, which is Adobe Illustrator. After I put it in there, I sent it over. I chose thick maple, even though it's not proof grade. I chose thick maple, and then I went ahead and sent it to the Glowforge and let that beautiful machine do its job. Once it did its job, I snapped it apart. The slots were a little too thin, but I like the fact that they fit snugly. So I went ahead and hammered them down over on my workbench, and I was able to kind of snap this together. I did add a little bit of glue, but when I put it inside of the drawer, it just worked the first try. And that is such a rush. This is a cold, rainy night in Raleigh to make a design, excuse me, from start to finish. My kids left for college and I'm kind of sad about it. They came home for the holidays, I celebrate Christmas, and they left again, so I'm sad. So to hit my garage and to have a project that kind of just goes great is awesome. Also, the Championship Jeopardy is on tonight, so by the way, it's a good night to be at the house. So I fit this inside of my drawer, and I need to make 3 more, but I'm ready to share this project with you because it was an absolute success. And I went from this nasty drawer to this beautifully organized K-cup dream of a drawer, and my wife seemed to like it. So that pretty much wraps it up. I'm going to be doing the pot holder drawer that's down below. I'm going to be doing the teas and the hot chocolates, and I'm kind of working my way up, all up to a dream silverware drawer. Whatever you do, make something that connects someone. Have a great night. I love you guys.